now in the second story of Ayodhya Kāṇḍa. King Dasaratha would often think of the greatness that was Rama, and his heart would be filled with happiness. There was in his heart a great desire to make Rama the Yuvaraja. He felt that it would be ideal since Rama was dear to all. He told himself, if I crown Rama as Yuvaraja, I will have the happiness of seeing him drenched in the waters of Abhisheka, and there will be no one to equal me in my joy. I know that he will rule the kingdom even better than I have been doing all these years. He will do good to the people, even as the rain-bearing clouds water the earth with the desire to make it more fertile. In prowess, Rama is like Yama and Indra, and in wisdom he is like the divine Guru Brihaspati. My son is far superior to me in every way. I must leave the earth to be ruled by my child, and I can depart to the other world in peace. The king knew that the good qualities found in Rama were not to be found in anyone else. He was the best among men, a rare soul, and he was best suited to rule the kingdom. Dasaratha decided to consult his ministers and ask them for their opinion, and then proceed further in that matter. The king had been worried of late. He knew that he was getting old, and added to this was a worry caused by evil omens in the heavens, in the sky, and on the land also. He knew that some dire calamity was in store for him, and he thought that it was his own death which was imminent. To set his mind at rest, and for the sake of his beloved subjects, this righteous monarch decided to make haste and make Rama the crown prince during his own lifetime. To think was to act, and Dasaratha gave instructions for the subjects who lived nearby and for all the chiefs and kings to be brought to Ayodhya. The two rulers of Kaikeya and Mithila, however, were not sent for. The king told himself, I am in a hurry. They will hear about this later and rejoice. It is of no great importance if I do not send for them now. The guests began to arrive soon, and the king welcomed them as was befitting their status and his. There was a gathering of all of them in the immense council hall, and the people of Ayodhya had thronged there too. There was a roar as of the sea during full tide. The king came with his ministers and took his seat on the throne. Surrounded as he was by the lesser luminaries, Dasaratha looked like Indra surrounded by the Devas in his court. Dasaratha, the king, who was more like a father than a king to his subjects, now spoke in a deep and powerful voice. He said, It is well known to all of you that this kingdom of Koshala has been ruled by my ancestors ever since the time of Ikshvaku. To the best of my ability, I have tried to follow in the footsteps of my ancients and to rule the country. I have never consciously swerved from the path of Dharma, and I have been a father to you all. But this body of mine, sheltered as it has been for the last so many years by the white umbrella, has become old and tired. I feel weak. I have spent innumerable number of years in this task of ruling the land, and I want to be relieved of this responsibility. I have devoted my mind and all my thoughts to this sole task, and it is now time for me to place the burden on younger shoulders and to take leave of you. With the approval of the kings and the wise ones here and all of you, I wish to appoint my son Rama as my next of heir and be without worries. Rama is my eldest son. He is like Indra in valor, and he cannot be conquered by anyone. He is superior to me in all the qualities needed for ruling a country. I wish to make him the Yuvaraja. He is capable of accomplishing easily any task assigned to him, and he is the ideal man to be the ruler of the land. I am eager to make him take over from me the great task of kingship. I have spent a lot of time before coming to this decision. If it is approved by all of you, I will pursue the matter further. If you do not, I ask of you to suggest an alternative. I desire to make only Rama the Yuvaraja, but it has to be decided by all of you as to whether my decision has your approval or approbation. There was a roar when the king stopped talking, and the noise made by the happy crowd made the entire palace resound with echoes. They did not have to consider the matter at all. They said, "O king, you are right in the thought that you have ruled the kingdom long enough and that you are tired of it since you are getting old. We fully approve of the suggestion that Rama be crowned as the heir. We are eager to see Rama drenched with the waters of the Abhisheka, with his face sheltered by the white umbrella, riding on the elephant." The king, pleased with the general enthusiasm of the crowd, spoke as though he did not know the reason for their ready assent and said, "I have been ruling this land for many years and I have been righteous all the time. Never once have I transgressed the rules of conduct. Have you not been happy all these years? Your eagerness to have Rama as your king makes me pause and ask you why. Have I not done my duty? What makes you so excited at the thought of Rama's coronation as the Yuvaraja?" "The reason is your son," said the people. "His good and noble qualities have endeared him to us. We will tell you why he is dear to us. He is truthful, his religion is truth, and that is his strength. He is the best of the descendants of Ikshvaku. He is a personification of all that is good and great. He will never swerve from the path of truth and of Dharma. He is like the moon in charming everyone, like the earth in patience, in his forgiveness of others' faults. He is like Brihaspati in intellect and like Indra in valor. He is righteous and has never been known to break his word. His conduct is faultless and he is happy to see and recognize greatness in others. Forgiving the faults of others is second nature to him, and he will never anger anyone by his thoughts or his words or by his action. He knows no guile and is ever grateful to those who do him a favor. Those who come to him for protection can be sure that he will never abandon them. Pleasure and pain are treated alike by him, and he is unaffected by the sway of these. Rama speaks lovingly to everyone at all times, and his words have never been untrue. He respects elders and wise men. He is proficient in the use of all the astras, and his fame is not only of this world. He is famed in all the three worlds for his greatness. He is well read, and he is a master of the Vedas and the Vedangas. He is well acquainted with music and all the fine arts. He is blessed with an ancestry which is faultless, and he is the jewel among kings of his race. He has courage, and his mind is so firm that nothing will make him weaken because of the sway of the emotions. Never once has he been defeated in any war which he has fought. He is genuinely interested in the welfare of others. When he is riding on a horse or in the chariot, he stops and talks to the man in the street and inquires about his welfare and those of his kinsmen, even as a father does to his son. Rama thinks of the well-being of every one of us. He shares our joys and our sorrows. Ever devoted to speaking the truth, Rama, your son, is respectful towards elders, and he has his senses under perfect control. There is a smile on his face when he talks to people, and as for his looks, there is no one equal to him. He charms everyone with his beauty. His eyebrows are long, and his eyes under his arched eyebrows, with a slight red tint in them, are large and liquid. He seems to us to be Lord Narayana himself, who has assumed the form of human being. He is unequaled in the art of ruling, and he can rule not only this land but the three worlds. His anger will not be wasted, nor will his grace be spent on undeserving people. The earth is eager to have Rama as a lord, endowed as he is with all the qualities needed for a ruler. Every one of us thinks of Rama every day. Every morning when we get up, whether it is a man, woman, young or old, or even a young child, the first thought is Rama, and the prayer which we send up to the heaven is, "May Rama live long. May no evil befall him." We want to see Rama, dark blue as a lotus, crowned as the Yuvaraja. Please perform the coronation as early as you can and make the three worlds happy. Dasaratha was thrilled with the words of his subjects. Tears of joy rose to his eyes, and he said, "I am gratified to know that my wish is the same as yours, and I will try to perform the crowning ceremony as early as I can." He then turned to Vasishta and Vamadeva and said, "This month, Chaitra, is a beautiful month. The blessed forest will be wearing garments of flowers. Please be good enough to make all the arrangements for the coronation." The words of the king brought shouts of joy from the crowd which had assembled. After it had subsided, the king spoke again to Vasishtha and said, "Please, my lord, take care of the religious aspect of the coronation." Vasishtha called for the attendants of the king at once and asked them to collect the various accessories for the function. He also ordered that the decoration of the city should begin as early as possible. He said, "Let the doorways of the palace be decorated with flowers, and let there be incense kindled everywhere. Let the royal pathway be sprinkled with perfumed water and with flowers. Let the musicians and dancers assemble in the hall of the palace itself. Flowers and fruits should be available in abundance." The king called Sumantra and said, "Go and bring Rama to me immediately." Sumantra went in the chariot of the king. Dasaratha went up to the terrace of his palace and waited for the coming of Rama. The king had his eyes glued to the distance to perceive the Kovidara banner of the chariot which was to bring Rama to him. It came into view and Dasaratha could see Rama. It was his Rama who was coming to him. Rama was like a Gandharva in beauty, whose fame was known to all the worlds, who was so strong with long and beautiful arms, who walked like a young elephant, so noble with his gait. His face had the charm of the moon, and he was extremely handsome. He pleased the eyes of the people like the first sight of the rain cloud which promised rain to the earth. Dasaratha was so pleased with the sight of his son, he kept on looking at him as though his eyes could never be satisfied. Rama was his very life to Dasaratha. Sumantra helped Rama to descend from the chariot. With his palms folded, Rama went to the presence of his father, and Sumantra followed him. Rama climbed the terrace, which was as beautiful as a peak by name Kailasa, came to the presence of the king and prostrated before him. The king looked at his son, who was standing before him with his face full of respect, and embraced him warmly. He made him sit on a jeweled seat and said, "Rama, my son, you are my eldest son, born of my queen Kausalya, and you are very dear to me. These subjects of mine desire that you should be their ruler. I want you to be crowned as the Yuvaraja on the day when the moon and the star Pushya are close. You are good-natured and you are well-read, and I do not have to teach you how to rule a kingdom. You have been groomed for that role, and I ask you to take it up." People who were around went to the apartments of Kausalya and told her about the decision of the king. Pleased with the news, she gave away gold and ornaments and costly silks to her attendants as a sign of her happiness. When he heard the commands of his father, Rama spoke not a word but stood still. He prostrated once again before his father and ascended the chariot which had brought him to the court. The crowd also dispersed slowly, each man thinking only of the glad event which was to happen soon. Here we come to the end of that chapter. See you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed this.